This is the Stockwell Eldridge Show, giving you the real-time information you need to make educated decisions about buying and selling in the world-renowned Twin Cities. Now your hosts and real estate experts, Jason Stockwell and Don Eldridge.
Good morning, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Welcome to the Stockwell Eldridge Show every Sunday, 10 a.m. here on AM 1280 The Patriot. I'm Jason with RE/MAX.
And I'm Dawn with RE/MAX. Thanks for tuning in this morning. We have such an awesome show for you today. We have experts in lighting in the house. Tim Hagan, Rick Lappin, of Lappin Lighting. Go ahead and say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
And then we also have the expert Don Doty, inspector in the house.
Good morning.
Don's already completed 7 inspections, and it's just
Noon.
started. So yeah, and we're at noon.
Well, yeah, remember we pre-record the shows,
On
but he doesn't
Thursday.
work Sundays, so don't expect
No.
him to work on a Sunday.
No, sorry.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, so we have a great show for you today. Tons of stuff, and lighting is key, and I think more critical, really critical when you're selling, especially, or even when you go to new construction. In fact, I was just at new construction last night, and their lighting was awesome. I mean, it was on. You couldn't even use the switches. I didn't know that they did that now. So they just leave. They wire the whole house. The switches don't work, but it's a model. So when people come in and out of the house, they probably don't want people flipping the switches on and off. They just want them always on. So there's probably one thing for the whole house. So they were all stuck
Cool.
on. So I go into the bathroom. I'm like trying to flip the switches. Nothing's working. But the lighting was really good in it. And I think lighting is
Did
very
it stay
important.
on the whole time?
Oh yeah, yeah. They just had and I didn't ask, but I was like, oh, the lights. And you go upstairs, nothing. The switches are all off, and you even go on and off with them, and they don't turn off. They just stay on the whole time. So I think they don't want to have to go through the house every time and
They must have a master
flip them on.
switch somewhere.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's
I never
pretty
saw
clever.
that.
That's
It's
a good idea.
Yeah, it was Pulte down in Lakeville.
Well, now you can do that on your next new construction that
yeah,
you do.
that's right. Little Canada. We'll be doing some new construction in Little Canada.
Well,
Right
and you
next.
have lighting experts right here that you can call on to help you with all the lighting there.
It's a good idea. Right next to Roseville Garden Station, we still have some units left up there. I think 5 units or 4 units left at Roseville Garden Station in Roseville.
Yeah, those have
Single-level
been flying
living.
off the shelves. That's great. I'm so glad to see that development succeed because it's a really cool location and spot. I love it.
One level, all one level. So there's either 4 or 5 left. I think total I think there's 4 left out of 18. And the other ones will probably sell once they get the new building up. They're building right now. There, you'll see it when you drive by 36. If you get to Dale and you look north, you'll see the construction there. It's going on right now still. So they're finishing up the second 6 units now. So it's been pretty good. New construction has been really good. In Lakeville, I was down there last night. They're opened in April for the parade, and they're starting to sell those out. Quickly now. Their lots, she had 2 lots sold yesterday. Ours was the second, and she said every week they're selling lots, and they're all going to be done by the end of the year. So people are really starting to still buy new construction, all around the 400,000 range, actually. All those were in the 400s.
Yeah, I sold some new construction that was in the higher 4s, and it was over in Egan, which there's not a lot of land left in the Twin Cities. It's going quickly. Eden Prairie is almost gone with vacant lots, but with the new construction, people can't find what they're looking for because the market's still really lean. So normally we have 19,000 homes, as we've talked about. We're still only at 12,000
Are we?
on the
Yeah.
inventory, which is crazy. It's been kind of hanging steady, and things are moving. Last year after the 4th of July, it was dead silence. I've had properties that have been sitting for months. Now they're suddenly sold full price. It's great. So any seller, the market is not slowing down. Give us a call. We're happy to help, do a complimentary market analysis for you. And then we have the lighting team over here that we can always bring in if your lighting is outdated.
Which a lot of homes I go to have outdated
Yes.
lighting.
And actually, lighting
We don't
doesn't
like
have to
outdated.
cost an arm and a leg.
Mine
There is
ain't-
cost-effective lighting out there, and you guys are the experts. You would be able to come in and let people know some cost-effective solutions or some high-end solutions, whatever they want.
Well, we can do it for an arm and a leg, or we can just do it for the arm.
Yeah.
Some days just fingers.
So, Rick, how long have you, when did you start Lappin Lighting?
Well, Lappin Lighting was started in the North Loop where we are right now in 1989. It was part of a family-owned business. I'm originally from Milwaukee.
Okay.
And we had lighting showrooms in Milwaukee and in the Chicago area and other locations. And we had a wholesale operation in Plymouth, an electrical wholesaling operation. But we decided in '89, having had experience with the lighting showroom in a similar district in Milwaukee, to open a lighting showroom in the Minneapolis area, as their residential construction has always been very strong. Frankly, was always interested. Milwaukee's actually, population-wise, bigger than Minneapolis and St. Paul combined, but has never had the residential construction levels that go on up here. Now, the total metropolitan area up here is bigger than the total metropolitan area for the counties surrounding Milwaukee. But the city of Milwaukee itself is over 1 million people.
Wow.
So it's sometimes overshadowed by its proximity to Chicago. But we've always known that the Twin Cities is a very strong residential market, so we decided to open up a showroom. And the North Loop, particularly at that time, of course, it's not what it is right now, but it was reminiscent of the district that we were in, Milwaukee, which was kind of an industrial just outside of downtown Milwaukee.
Yeah, that location, I cannot believe all the changes that have gone on over there, and it's got to be fun for you to watch all of that development happen around you, and probably adds to your business as well.
It does, and certainly there's been a couple of time frames to it when the first wave of lofts and townhomes and things went on in the early 2000s. That was a very exciting time for us. And we participated to a great extent in a lot of the developments downtown. That came, as a lot of construction did, to a screaming halt around 2007 for sure. By 2008, it was like a steel wall had been dropped down. And so just at that time, I sold the company to our current parent company, J.H. Larson Electric. They're an old family-owned firm from 1931, and they have basically electrical distributorships, lighting and plumbing showrooms throughout Minnesota, South Dakota, and Wisconsin. But in 2008, you were really entering the most difficult part of this recession. And as they came out of it in the 2011, 2012, the condos and lofts that we had done earlier were replaced by apartments.
Yeah.
And apartment construction, while we have participated in it, is not normally a source for lighting when it comes to apartments. It's a much more massive.
They just buy in bulk typically from somewhere, and same things, no design necessarily, right? It's just
it's a bulk purchase,
yeah.
And you have owners, rightfully so, that are very concerned about the per foot cost of the project.
Yeah.
So it was much different than the lofts where individuals could come in and were allowed by the owner to basically select the lighting that they wanted for their unit. They maybe were given an allowance, but they were also allowed to exceed the allowance if they wanted.
Wow, so the new condos, or not condos, but apartment buildings that went up, they're not, I guess I thought that they were higher end, so they would have had a little bit more.
Well, I have to phrase this carefully. They are higher end in terms of the rent that's being collected. We did a couple of the higher end, the one where what's the grocery store downtown now?
Lund's? The Lund's
Lund's.
Byerly's
Into
or
the
Whole
Whole
Foods?
Foods.
Whole Foods.
Okay.
There's an apartment on top of Whole Foods. We did those apartments. But generally, apartments would not lend themselves to a showroom because nobody's really making selections and going through that kind of exercise.
Right. Have you guys done, I think you guys have done some restaurants around town for lighting?
Yes, we've done restaurants on and off, mostly through collaboration with an owner. we have, and it's been a fun exercise for us, recognizing that no matter what, restaurants have budgets just like anything else. So we work very hard to stay within the budget, and that's why frequently we've ended up with an owner, particularly if there's been a prior specification that doesn't meet the budget that he's looking for but meets the look. So we try and help deliver the look and everything that they want, maybe at a budget price that's more realistic for them. But we have been in and out of that market, so to speak. This town is a huge restaurant town, and I think some of the restaurants that we've done probably aren't here anymore. There seems to be a turnover in that, but it is something that we enjoy doing when we get the opportunity.
Yeah, I've talked with Tim about some of the restaurants that he was able to work on, and it was fun to hear the process, and then to go in and see after. It was like, oh, I know the person that did this, so that was always something cool.
And we've gotten some referral business. We did a restaurant, I'm not sure I should name anything on air, but we did a restaurant in the Linden Hills area.
Oh, yep.
That's become very popular. When you go in, it really looks almost like it would be in Greenwich Village or Soho in New York. It's, very that kind of look. And we've had sales as a result of that restaurant. So sometimes there's some residual effects from doing that.
Oh, that's cool. Cool.
So if you have a restaurant or you want to start a restaurant or you have a house and you're thinking of updating your lighting, or if you're going to, for yourself, you just moved in and you bought a home and it needs renovation or it needs new lighting, or you're selling your home and you want to update it before you sell it, it would be good to call Tim or Rick at Lappin Lighting and check out what they have. Their website is Lappin, Lappin lighting.com, lappinlighting.com. And then you can go down to the North Loop and check out the showroom, right? You can see what
It's
they
a
got
really
there.
cool showroom.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. I've been
Or if you're a
there.
designer. We get a lot of stagers and people that are in design, and when you build a house, they'll go in and pick out things for the owners that are building it or the new end buyers that are buying it. So check them out, lappinlighting.com. We'll be back with more. Thanks for listening, folks. This is the Stockwell Eldritch Show. Stay tuned.
Wrapped up like a douche, another runner in